What's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Remains Backstage. My name is Manuel, and with me is my friend Carlos Cortez.
Hello, everybody.
And with us is one of the daughters of the night, Miss Rehn Stillnight from Nocturna. How are you, Rehn?
Hi! Thank you, I'm fine. What about you?
Well, we're fine. Happy to be here with you. Speaking about this great project we found in northern Italy, that it's called
Northern Italy,
Nocturna.
yeah.
Your band,
Yes.
which has come and taken the world by storm. We're going to have a good conversation over this. So, first of all, what have you been listening to?
Oh, wow. I've been listening to our album, actually. I'm really in love with our songs. Then, like, my favorite bands, so Nightwish, Sonata Arctica, and Frozen Crown also. I really like their albums.
Yeah, they're very good.
Great.
Something's going on in northern Italy lately because there's been a rush of talent coming out from over there. So we're very happy to be in this era.
Yeah, I know many friends who has great bands, so it's amazing.
Can you tell us what's going on? Is there something in the food? Maybe in the water?
I think it's the water, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go over there. I need to have some talent.
Yes, we have many metal bands, I must say, from many different genres. So I know most of the power metal, symphonic metal bands, because that's what I listen to. But there are many also death metal, melodic death metal, so they're great.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a very prolific scene over there. Ren, you are a soprano singer. You have a delightful voice, and it is obvious that you are very talented. Can you tell us about your training or your musical background?
Yes, thank you so much. I started taking lessons when I was 19, so it's 10 years ago. I started by taking classical singing lessons, and then I switched to modern singing because I didn't want to sing like in operas. I just wanted to have, let's say, I just wanted to concentrate on my modern singing technique because I also wanted to become a teacher and I didn't want to become a classical vocal coach, but a modern vocal coach. But, you know, singing symphonic metal, you need both. You need to know both the techniques. And I studied for many years, and the practice, I mean. Then I studied music theory and piano playing. But I studied it like on my own because we were already in the pandemic. So I couldn't go to school and I had to learn it on my own. But I really liked it actually because I learned it the way I needed it to learn it. And now I can play while I sing, which is something like I couldn't do for many, many years.
Yeah, there's people that never get to learn that.
Yes, and I would never learn that if I didn't want to become a teacher actually. Because I knew I had to learn a little bit of piano. I'm not a piano player, but I needed to, because I need to like make my pupils sing like some chords. I need to know what I'm doing, at least the notes on the piano, at least the notes, so you know your vocal range, you know where you need to change a register and something like that.
Great, great. Now that we know that you have this formation in music, in your voice, when and how did you make the decision to venture into becoming a metal singer?
I think I've always wanted to become a metal singer. I said that my favorite bands are Sonata Arctica and Nightwish because my older sister used to listen to them when I was really little. I was like 7 or 8 years old. They were the first albums of these bands, and I was already a fan. And I wanted to sing with Tony Cacco. That's my big dream.
You're getting closer to that.
I hope so. I hope so in the future, maybe. And I've always wanted to become like them. I've always wanted to sing on a big stage and things like that.
Right. So Ren, how did you met with Grace? Was it when you were already part of Nocturna, or was it before that time?
No, it was before. It was actually 5 years ago. We met during another collaboration. We had another band together. Unfortunately, or luckily, it depends. That band doesn't exist anymore. But we became friends during all these years, and we've always wanted to have a band together. We've always dreamt about having a good band together, and worked really hard on that. So we had the opportunity of making Nocturna, and we just jumped on the train. And here we are.
Just like the lyric on the song.
Yeah.
And now that you mentioned that, it's very interesting and very recomforting to know that you were friends even before this project, because people that don't know your background might think that you were put together, like we're gonna make a band and we're gonna grab this person from over here, this other person from over there, and this might lead to competition or unhealthy relation inside the band. This is not the case, and we know it now,
No.
thanks to you, and that's very recomforting to know.
Yeah, it makes the
Yeah.
process more organic, more natural.
Yes.
You
I
can
think the
yell
same.
to each other, and you're not mad. You're just
Just like when we fight for the show.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, because we had some other female members in the other band, which didn't go quite well with us. So it was a competition, and it's not sane. It's not good also for the members of the band, for the relationship. Yeah, that's between the members of the band. I go really well with Grace. I mean, if there's something we should talk about, we just talk about it, and I think it's great. We've been friends before the band.
You have your own Patreon page where fans can interact directly with you. Can you tell us more about it? And what is the most, I don't know, weird or funny request you have received so far?
Well, actually, I've never had such weird requests. I mean, we all have some, but it's not that weird. I just got some questions about like my pictures, so which are normal pictures. I mean, like gothic outfits and something like that. So if they could have them outside Patreon, and well, actually the answer is yes, because we have some prints on our big cartel shop of Nocturna. I mean, we sell pictures along with the album. So yes, and you can have both mine and Grace.
Okay. And how long have you been running your own Patreon page?
I think it's like 1 year now. One year
okay.
and a half. Yeah.
Great. We took a look at it, and it looks very professional, very awesome.
Thank you, because I didn't know what I was doing when I opened it.
Yeah, I like the different tires. They're very specific to what each tire entitles to. So it's very well done. It's very professional.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about Nocturna, the debut album, Daughters of the Night. What a great and solid record you guys have released. I don't think the world was ready for that.
Thank you so much.
Both of your voices, and I'm talking about your voice, Ren's voice, and Grace Darling, they are like so different, yet complement each other so amazingly. That makes this record outstanding and magical. How did all of this happen? How did the opportunity to become one of the singers for Nocturna was presented to you?
Well, actually, I already told we were friends with Grace, and we knew Federico from Frozen Crown and Be the Wolf. So we started talking on social medias, and then we saw each other live, I mean, and we started talking about having a project together. So it was quite natural, I have to say. It was quite natural, and we were very happy, me and Grace, to be in this project together, because as I told you before, we were working for this.
Yeah, this is the result of your hard work. And there's something I want to add about the nature of your voices in this band, because I've shown friends your videos, specifically the video for New Evil, and they like how it starts, especially when they don't know it. They expect maybe Grace to have a guttural voice, because that's the rage nowadays. People do this in many bands, and it's very refreshing for us to not have this here, because your two voices are melodic but in different shapes and different styles. You obviously have a more classical style of singing in most of the songs. Sometimes you don't, and that's great as well, because it adds an extra layer to the composition. But I think this is something that makes this more unique, not having that. People crave this type of feelings and emotions, and they are coming through the music very well through both of your voices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much, really. I appreciate that, because we got some comments saying that we have the same voice, and that one of us was superficial because they could just keep one of us, which is me, for one comment and Grace for another comment. And I mean, how can you say we have the same voice and we sing in the same style also?
Yeah,
when we sing in two completely different techniques.
Yeah, I think people that are not too experienced with music might come to that appreciation, or people that are just looking to the look of the band will say that. But we wouldn't have the Daughters of the Night. We only have one Daughter of the Night, and that's not the same.
Nocturna has a very interesting overall concept that blends different elements such as gothic, vampirism, aesthetics, secret identities, and of course the power and symphonic metal. Did you get involved into any of the creative processes to build up the identity of the band?
Yes, we've been involved in every part of the creative project, because like I come from power metal. I mean, like Federico does, because we are both from coming from power metal, and of course symphonic. And from my side, I have to say also soundtracks. I mean, soundtracks from movies, from video games, because I'm a huge nerd.
Here's too.
Yeah.
I haven't slept for weeks since Elden Ring came out, so I know what you mean.
So yeah, I'm finishing Kingdom Hearts 3 for the second time because I didn't understand the thing. So I played all the saga from the beginning.
I haven't touched that. It's very big, and we can't go too much into video games because Carlos, he's a boring guy. He doesn't like that.
Well, so we are both nerds, me and Federico, and Grace is more into like gothic stuff, dark stuff. She also listens a lot to dark wave, and we try to recreate something that would include gothic architecture, gothic look, and symphonic elements, power metal elements. So we try to put them all together.
Now that we just talked about games, there's a feeling I get whenever I listen to Daughters of the Night. I'm reliving what I experienced while playing games like Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
It's not the same music, of course. They come from the same inspiration, and I think it's marvelous, to say the least, to have that put into metal album. I think Carlos also won't get this, but it's a very important thing in gaming culture. It comes to mind when I hear some of the songs. That's what I get, the feeling of being in the sewers, walking over there, or maybe in a haunted mansion, stuff like that. I think people identify with that a lot, and that's part of the success your band is having and will have, because I'm pretty sure that lots and lots of people haven't even learned about you yet, but they will. I'm sure they will.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Talking about videos, we have enjoyed the 2 music videos released by the band. Was it fun for you to film them?
Yes, it was fun. It was like really cold also, because we filmed them both during winter, especially Daughters of the Night, because we were like outside and there were like 4 degrees, and we were dressed in lace
Very
and trim.
Yeah. Right. Was it filmed
Fun.
into a castle or something like that? That looks
Yes.
amazing, the structure
Yes.
behind you.
It was the castle of Brescia.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, that's exactly the video in which we started talking about you in our show, and we got the feeling that it was having a good reception. In our video commentary section of the podcast, we try to abbreviate videos into one-line descriptions. In this case, it was something like Daughters of the Night singing in the castle, but in the daytime, because it was in the daytime.
We tried to film at night, but you wouldn't see a thing. We'll see just black.
Yeah, Daughters of the Black then.
Yeah.
Besides, it's going to be even colder at night.
Even colder, yeah.
Yeah. So we actually finished filming at night, because you see the last part of the video, after the song finishes, we are there at night. Yeah, it was like 5 p.m. But it was already night.
When when all the members are together and the camera is doing this, I thought that was inside the castle underground.
No, yeah, we were underground, but it was outside. It was all open.
That's a very nice ending, a very nice touch at the end to portray the whole band together. And I like the way that Grace looks like a vampire.
I really like her also. She looks great with those like purple strands in her hair.
Yeah, it's a very distinctive look, I think.
Yes.
And, well, I know we won't be discussing the identities of the rest of the members of the band, but where that idea comes from to keep them hidden and with these alter ego names.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the naming of the characters?
Well, they chose their names. So Antares has long red hair, and she chose that name. And they don't want to show their faces. And we took that also from the Kabuki theater, because they wear masks.
Mm-hmm.
So we like the idea of the theater, the part of playing a character, but also we wanted to make the masks more gothic. They give you fear when you look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are a bit crude, but also they have a bit of refinement. So it's a bit of duality we see there. What's the backstory? What type of creatures or beings are this?
I don't really know.
They just come
they just came
rehearsals.
And we play with you, okay?
They came out of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't ask questions.
That's all we do here. What do we do now, Carlos?
Well, we can say they are the daughters of the night. So these creatures came out of the night. And
creatures of the night.
Yeah,
yes,
they are
creatures
like.
Of the night.
We know there is a new video on the way. Can you tell us when can we expect to see it?
I think next month. We don't know the actual day yet, but next month.
Okay, great.
It's cooking.
Great.
Yes,
we're gonna be looking out for that one. Nocturna's first live show happened recently, last month in February, and we saw it through fun videos on YouTube. How was the experience of finally playing live in front of the fans, and how was the reaction from the crowd?
It was amazing. Like, for me, it was just the second live with a band, and I was shaking before going on stage, but it was really great.
That doesn't go away. They say that when that goes away, maybe you're not enjoying it. You need to reevaluate what you're doing. That's only going to make you know that you are into it.
Yes, and that's a good thing. Then when we were on stage, I mean, we couldn't actually see a thing, you know what I mean, because you have the lights in your eyes, but we could see just the first rows, and there were many people singing our songs together with us, and it was like an amazing experience. Because it was the first time for me.
Well, that's great. And I'm not sure if these songs, they lend to this, because the structure of them are, I think they were created to be sung. because well, that's what songs do, duh. But by the audience, I mean, because they are very catchy, but they are not superficially catchy. They have depth to them, but they are something you can grasp onto easily, and then they are stuck into your head, and you keep singing them over and over. And I think that's part of the secret sauce this band has. People, I'm sure they listen to the album all the way to the end. Most metal bands can't have that. They enjoy 2 or 3 singles, but I'm sure you can grab all the songs in this album, and I strongly recommend that you do and put them into video form, because I'm sure people will not get tired of any of this. By the time you get to a second album, well, then you have more to go from there.
Yeah.
All right. That's it, Rehn. Thank you for taking time out of your day to chat with us today. Would you like to send a message to all the fans watching this video?
Thank you to all the people watching this video, and I hope to see you soon on the road. I really hope we can tour. We can start touring, because we've had very, very fun playing together at the Legend Club. So we hope to hit more stages together and see you all around.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, because people are very anxious to see you play live. And I've noticed you have a starting audience in Japan as well, because you were featured in a magazine over there a few weeks ago.
Japan is a big market.
You can take it to the bank. It's gonna hit hard over there, because the people over there like this type of music, and the aesthetic of the band fits with that perfectly. So I'm sure you're going there and you will remember this, yes or yes. That's for sure. Anyway, Rehn, thank you very much for having this time to speak with us. I hope we can do this again in the future when you have a new record, or whenever you feel like talking about games. Even Carlos doesn't want to do that. We can do it, no problem.
Thank you so much. It was a real pleasure.
Okay, and thanks to everybody for watching this video. Go support Nocturna. You can buy their debut album, and you can buy merchandising. They have shirts, they have everything you need on their website. You can find the link on the description of this video. And also watch their videos and share with your friends, because I'm sure they will love them as much as we did. And until next time, stay metal! Woohoo. I'm terrible at endings. Sorry. I always get stuck in that.
That was good. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. No, I fix it. I'm terrible at speaking, but I'm great at editing. So that's the secret in our channel that people don't know.